I had the Indianapolis Colts, $35 million in cap space. And the Colts, of course, coming off a season that was kind of like unknown going into it. We didn't really know what to expect from them. Certainly didn't expect for them to be just kind of really bad like they were. Well, they had their moments, but Anthony Richardson was kind of the story of the season. Starts off not great, gets benched. Joe Flacco comes in. Newsflash: Joe Flacco is old and not very good anymore, and so they go back to Anthony Richardson, which is we've had our thoughts on that. That's a mess. That's not a real plan. That's just reactionary. That's not intentional. But I think Anthony Richardson gets another year as a starter. Ballard did say that they're going to have a competition at quarterback. I'm not sure who you bring in that's like you're actually gonna bench Anthony Richardson for. Like, you're gonna bring Gardner Minshew back or Justin Fields. Like, you bring Justin Fields and like might as well trade Anthony Richardson. Like, I think it's gonna be Anthony Richardson for at least one more year. And we'll see. And I think you have to kind of build as though that's going to be your quarterback. If you're going to give him a shot, then give him the best shot. And so going in, I am focusing once again on this offensive line. Will Freeze, I think if he hits the open market, and it looks like he will, is going to get a good contract somewhere. And why not bring him back home? The guy was playing really good football. He's still so young. He missed some time with injury, but still one of the bright young spots at guard here. I think you give him 4 years, $56 million, no problem. And I have no problem giving him the chunk of my free agency cap space here.
Yeah, and obviously one of the strengths of the Colts is the offensive line. So keep a strength here, and it's a homegrown guy. And you guys know me; I am not for letting talent walk out the door. Sign them, even if it's a bad deal. Keep talent on your team. And Will Freeze is, he hurt last year, but I mean, you can get bad offensive line play really, really fast if you don't care about it. So yeah, I'm all for them re-signing him.
Yeah, it should be a bright flashing sign when everyone else is interested in your young guard.
Yeah.
Maybe you should keep that guy.
Yeah.
My next guy is coming over from the Packers, Josh Myers, 3 years, $24 million. Josh Myers is interesting because no one really knows if he was really good or just kind of hidden because he was around some good offensive linemen and he had some good PFF grades. And yet he doesn't pass a lot of people's eye test. I think he's pretty solid. I think he's a perfect young center to take over for the departing Ryan Kelly. I like bringing Josh Myers in here, another young lineman with a Will Freeze, and see if you can kind of keep this continuity together for a couple years. I don't think this is a job for a mercenary type center like a Ryan Kelly, who would be like a 1 or 2 year deal. I like going young here and building. This is a running team at their best. Jonathan Taylor, that's the guy. And so build up this offensive line. Will Freeze, Josh Myers. We're starting the trenches here with these teams that are kind of struggling.
Yeah, I mean, Myers, I still don't know. Like you said, we don't know if he's good or not. But but also, the trenches is where if you have a bad team, start from the ground up.
Yep.
And these two guys here will be a good fit for the Colts here.
Asante Samuel Jr. is my next guy here. They have real needs in the defensive secondary. Real needs. If you look at their depth chart and the guys they have in waiting, I think signing Asante Samuel Jr., who obviously missed a lot of last year with an injury, if not all of last year with an injury, what did have a really good rookie season, I think still has potential to be a CB1 or most likely a really good CB2. I think you pay him; he's still young enough, and you let him play there in that dome and fly around.
Yeah, he's an interesting case because he's like his dad, where his dad was a Hall of Fame corner, but his dad didn't really like to tackle.
Yeah.
And he's kind of the same way. So I'll enjoy it. I mean, right here. I kicked it and it like
Good.
Didn't really like to tackle. Hold on. Am I straight?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you bring in Asante Samuel Jr., obviously you still have Kenny Moore there, who's a good nickel corner, but Sam is more of a perimeter corner. Yeah, good fit. And Lou Amarillo's there, or Amarillo, what's his last name?
Amarillo, yeah.
Yeah, he's good there. So he's used to making these talented corners better. So yeah, I think that's a pretty decent fit. And he's young. He's at 24 years old. So This is not like a piece that you're worried about him getting old too fast. He's 24 years old.
And you're also excited about it. Like, what could he be?
He could be the next, good young corner.
Yeah.
Was just play for the Chargers when they were bad. So like you never know.
My next move here is something I don't think I've done for a team yet, and that's a trade for Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert takes $12 million cap hit for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are a little strapped, who are paying a lot of their veterans. Dallas Goedert was solid for the Eagles last year in the playoff run, more than solid. At times, their best receiver on the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. So he obviously can get to a high level, but he was gone most of the year, and he's been gone a lot lately for the Eagles. And so to pay a guy like that $12 million a year when you're getting really tight in the cap space might not be what Howie Roseman chooses to do. And so he could be available. And I think you get him on this team. He's still a really great blocker, obviously a solid pass catcher. I think Mo Ali Cox is a free agent. And so I think you bring Dallas Goedert in, and he just helps all the way around. Not to mention a solid veteran who's one-time Super Bowl champ. And I think he'd be great.
Yeah, Goddard here obviously gives them. They already have Pittman, they have Josh Downs, they have Pierce, they have a lot of wideouts there, but tight ends what they haven't had in a long time.
Yep.
So I think there will be a nice fit. Obviously, Steichen was with Philly for a while, so he knows Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert's a consummate pro at like tight end. Yeah, he's a solid fit. Would hate to see him leave Philly, but I mean, nice spot to land. The Colts are a good roster too. So
it's a deep tight end draft. Grant Calcaterra is a guy they drafted fairly early in last year's draft, and Dallas Goedert is now older than Zach Ertz was when the Eagles let Zach Ertz go. And so I think the Eagles definitely could pull this trigger. It makes sense financially. I would hate to see it happen myself. Love Dallas Goedert, but I think the Colts could be a nice landing spot for him. I think he still has plenty in the tank. Let's move ahead to the draft. They need a lot. I could have gone a lot of different ways here at 14, including almost any spot in the defensive line, or a couple spots in the offensive line as well. But I'm gonna go off-ball linebacker here. I'm gonna go Jahad Campbell, the do-it-all linebacker from Alabama, a leader type. Like he stayed on through that Nick Saban transition. Nick Saban is gonna glow about him on all the NFL draft coverage that he's on. I think he's just the type of guy you bring into the room who can lead your defense as long as he's on your team and do it all and be the best player on your defense at times, and just kind of be a leader on that side of the ball. And I think that's a real building block for a team like this, that I think even though they almost made the playoffs, and they made the playoffs a year, or almost made the playoffs 2 years in a row or something like that, I think they are farther than that from actually being a contender. And so I think some core pieces is what you're looking for.
Yeah, and Campbell obviously has a good resume. He's played for one of the better systems in college football, so you trust that. He's played against good. He's in the SEC for a couple of years. So he's played against players who are in the NFL now, so you trust his resume. And like you said, this is just add him to this team that's on paper it's a good roster already. So you don't really fear that has to be a Superman for this defense. He can just be one of the guys until you mature into whatever he's going to be. So, yeah, this is a nice pick. But you can go a lot of places here with the Colts draft-wise. You can go, obviously not wide out, but you can go tight end, you can go corner, you can go safety because Julian Blackman might not come back. So a couple guys there. But, yeah, I think best available, and this week it might be the best available at this pick.